Bombshell breaking news in the Daunte Wright shooting case. This guy right here, who has gone viral all over the place, says he's got some news that nobody knows about. And it's shocking, it is. There's only one big problem. Now that it's gone out to millions and millions of people, and out of them gotten an emotionally charged reaction that they'll probably never go back on, it's not true. The whole thing is a lie. Now, either this guy's clout chasing, that's probably the case, going after millions of fans and millions of dollars on TikTok, or he just doesn't know what the hell he's doing and he's confused, and cognitive dissonance tells him, well, this is what I thought the truth was, so it must be the truth. This one version of this video on Twitter has 763,000 views. That doesn't count TikTok or various other versions of this on all sorts of platforms. Millions of people have been misinformed by Walter Masterson. Now, let me take this apart. I'm also going to tell you what's going to happen to the officer that killed Daunte Wright, Kim Porter, in the next 24 hours. Plus, a local official with some jaw-dropping comments. Don't miss any of it. Here is the lie that is spreading around the world right now.
I have breaking news about Daunte Wright. Nobody knows this yet. I know why he had a warrant out for his arrest, and this is tragic. Go to Minnesota Judicial Branch, Minnesota Court Records online. Put in his case number. Boom. Case number, State of Minnesota versus Daunte Demetrius Wright. This next part is really messed up, and I'm sorry. Daunte Wright had a warrant out for his arrest because the notice for the Zoom hearing was sent to the wrong address. Yep, you got it right. They sent the notice of hearing to the wrong address, and then they issued a warrant for his arrest, and now he's dead.
Now he's dead. That's what he says. This is going viral. Oh my God, I'm the only one that knows this. Let me get it out there with the clarion call. It's not true. It's not true. It's not factual, and it's going to misinform millions of people in the process. You'll hear your friends say this. You'll hear people all over social media. And while his video will get millions of views, and less for your actions on this video, it won't get out nearly as far. The lie will spread further than the truth. It's a problem that we face every single day when dealing with tough-to-deal-with controversial stories. Now, here's the truth. After looking at the actual court papers, the Daily Mail says Daunte Wright had a warrant out for his arrest for attempted aggravated robbery charges after choking and holding a woman at gunpoint for $820 in 2019. This is what it was. It wasn't because he got a Zoom hearing to the wrong address. It wasn't the whole basis of this video, which is essentially the system through a clerical error and a wrong address set him up so that racist cops could pull him over, and they had no right to do so because they screwed up the Zoom hearing address thing to begin with, and that led to the death of Daunte Wright. That is not rooted in truth or fact. It was about a battle that he got in, an aggravated robbery with a woman that he choked for $820, according to this. So that's what the warrant out for his arrest was all about. Charging papers allege Wright and a second man, Emma J. Driver, attended a party in December 2019 at the home of two women. The women allowed the pair to crash and said they didn't have a ride home. The next morning, after one of the women went to withdraw $820 in rent money, Wright allegedly held her at gunpoint and demanded she give him the cash. His bill was originally set at $100,000, with orders that he should not contact the victim or witnesses, refrain from drugs and alcohol, and not have any weapon. The police were familiar with him and had arrested him on other occasions. It was revoked in July last year due to his failure to not possess a firearm and ammunition and not keeping in touch with his probation officer. So there's speculation online. This is what we just talked about. An online speculation that he did not know there was a warrant out for his arrest is not true. It is false, the Daily Mail has learned. A letter returned to the court for having a wrong address was giving notice of a court date in August and had nothing to do with the warrant. You see, this was for a problem that was way down the road and wasn't even until August. There was no active warrant out for the thing that this Walter Masterson made a video at. But again, he's going to get millions and millions of views and millions of followers because it's an emotional lie that gets out there, and it complicates a very complicating, controversial story. Now, let's go to the next steps in this, because it looks like the veteran Minneapolis cop will be charged tomorrow for shooting Daunte Wright, 20 years old. Hang on, though. More info on that on the way. She resigned from the Brooklyn Center Police Department on Tuesday, effective immediately, as well as the chief of police, who resigned along with, and to somebody else who was fired. Wright's parents, Katie and Aubrey, said they could not accept that their son's death was a mistake. This charge is believed to be heading down the pipeline tomorrow. You even see the New York Post saying Kim Potter could face manslaughter rap in the shooting, according to experts. However, those are these experts. What if we go over to these experts? The officer who fatally shot Daunte Wright can't be charged with a crime under Minnesota law, an attorney says. So now battle of the experts is where you end up. And I think it's likely, even if she'll never face a day behind bars because of this, that they will charge her, because there are riots in the streets and looting. And there's very, very concerning tension in the air. And that's why it's important that we be honest about things and not lie for clout online. It works. He's got millions of views. And we'll see how this video does in comparison. But the truth sometimes does not outweigh the lie. Let's go over here now. Here is Brooklyn Center, Minneapolis, one of the elected officials there, talking about whether cops should have guns at traffic stops or not. Listen to this.
Of your requests, and make sure that we sit down and go through it and see how we can implement. I don't believe that officers need to necessarily have weapons. Every time they're making a traffic stop, or engaged in situations that don't necessarily call for weapons. We know that there are many other jurisdictions, or even around the world, where that is not, necessarily the case. It's not needed, and so I am very much interested.
So the problem is, how do you know when a situation calls for a weapon? I don't believe this situation, the killing of Daunte Wright, called for a weapon. I believe it called for a taser in the moment. And then, of course, we ended up where we are now with an epic mistake that led to the death of this guy who should still be alive. Problem being, there's been a lot of other stories. Here's somebody pointing out this one. This is a recent story where an officer pulled somebody over and the person opened fire on them and killed them. And the officer didn't go up to the vehicle with their gun out. Now, this officer had a weapon on them. But you imagine if they went to all these different traffic stops without a weapon? It's the ones that they don't know are going to spiral out of control that end up being problematic for them. So, it's kind of utopian. It's kind of this fictitious idea of how police interactions can go from time to time. I want your thoughts on all of this. What do you think about when somebody has a story like this, Walter Masterson, that goes viral? That's just not true. It's going to have an impact on millions of people today, but it's a lie. Why does that happen? Why do these lies spread so far and wide? What do you think is going to happen next to Kim Potter, the police officer in this case, who has resigned from her job after this insane situation played out? And then finally, with the mayor of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, what do you think about the idea that officers don't always need to have guns on them at traffic stops? Let me know what you think. I know you will. You always do. I'll check out the comments and hang out with you there. If you're new around here, now's the time to follow the page. It's facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit that follow button for videos just like this every single day. Over on YouTube, click subscribe and you'll get the same. And we'll talk to you again real soon.